Hi guys, I thought I'd check out a demo today, do something a little different. Last time I didn't record my demo for American Arcadia, but the people who made that game has made another game that I'm really interested in, called the Vigilante Diaries, and it's the demo. They haven't released the game yet, but I thought we can check that out together and see if it's a game worth purchasing. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It's never necessary, required, or mandatory by any means whatsoever, but if you feel like doing that, I would appreciate it. So I guess let's get into this. I did start the game a little bit. I got through the prologue chapter, and then I was like, you know what? I should actually do this with you guys, so. We're gonna start a new game, overwrite what I've already done. In the Vigilante Diaries, you won't always be able to make decisions you want. In different moments, your decisions will be continued by both your previous choices in the game and the levels of your statistics. All of them have a negative or positive value, but negative will not always mean detrimental, just as positive will not always mean beneficial. Therefore, an aggressive, a 5+ can be very helpful in combat, but it will mean a huge problem if you have to keep calm in tense situations. It's up to you only that what kind of game Vigilante Diaries will be. December 2nd, 1980.
Last night was definitely a rough one. Yeah, I should write about it.
Let's see, this journal belongs to Rhea Donovan. I know it's a guy talking, but we're calling him Rhea. Playing with the mouse and keyboard, by the way. Chapter 0, 1980, Prologue. I'll read the stats that are available. The Vigilante, Rhea Donovan. Near deaths, currently I have 0. Order, right, left, and liberty. Little circle is currently dead center. Nerve can be cold-blooded or impulsive. Aggressive can be pacifist or violent. Secrecy can be striking or discreet. Physical can be weak or tanning. I like that they use that for strength, tanning. Thought, dull or sleuth. Stability, deranged or sane. Accuracy, off target, and sharp. Then we have a couple of relations. They're currently all at 0, which is Dad, Mom, and Paul. They bring these up later in the game when their stats go up and down, but I'll read these now. My father worked at a port. He was a president of City's Steve Evers Union chapter. The patrons that dealt with him said that Frank Donovan was a stubborn bastard. They were right. Mom, Esther Donovan. My mom didn't look at all like the postcard housewife of the 1950s. Mom had a strong character. I'm not saying by that my mother wasn't kind and loving, but overall, she was a thoughtful and fair person. And Paul. Paul was my older brother. We were only a year apart. We almost looked like twins, like 2 peas in a pod. Another child in the house at that age meant everything. A friend, a confidant, and a playmate. So that's them. And really quickly, gotta check my sound. I might as well stream this as well. Make sure that my sound actually sounds appropriate, because I am not having audio issues again. That was miserable the first time. When I played American Arcadia, I did actually have issues, and it's good. I did have issues with the audio, and I had to re-record, so let's not do that again, yay? Also, any notifications in the background is just my phone being my phone. I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and mute that as well, because I'm sure that's not something you guys want to hear and or listen to. It's going to be on vibrate though, so if you hear buzzing in the background, that's what it's from. Also, can we just appreciate the art here? Okay, cool. Chapter 0, 1980, Prologue. December 6th, not 16th. Let's try this all over again. Let me get a drink of water. December 2nd, 1980. Any given night. I'm freezing my ass in here. I must have been out on the streets for 3 hours now, at the corner of 6th and Rawlings, 2 blocks from where I grew up. I'm looking at the Irish pub window through my binoculars. King's. I used to come here when I was a kid. The owner had a particular Irish name. Kieran. It's pronounced Kieran. Kieran King. As a kid, I always found his full name hilarious. Now, I do want to preference that I have a really hard time saying people name. I practically butcher a lot of names. I am so sorry for those of you that dislike that. I will try my best, but please give me a little leeway if possible. The 3 people I've been keeping an eye on for weeks are here today. Dominic Tanner O'Toole, Carson Bennett, and Alyssa Marchand. 3 cops, all dirty. Lieutenant Kaczynski tipped me off about them. They run some kind of under-the-radar unit, call themselves Stronghold. They began small, sticking up small-time dealers, but somehow it snowballed into a gun-trafficking, blackmailing protected witnesses, and extortion. The Stronghold offers protection, they say. They believe they own this city. They have no remorse, and they hide behind their badges. It sickens me. That's why I've been patiently waiting outside while I watch them getting hammered at King's. It's their weekly ritual, and I suspect it's where they split the money they make with Stronghold. Drunk cops in an Irish pub. Fuck me. These guys are living cliché. For God's sake. I could have gone after them one by one, but I needed to send the message to all 3 of them at once. The Stronghold bullshit ends today, and they better acknowledge it. As I wait for the 3 cops to leave the pub, I do what I always do when I'm about to make a move. I mentally repeat the code to myself. It's something I put down in this journal before even my first night out. Guidelines, some principles, some red lines. The first red line was about lethality. How far was I willing to go to impose justice? Could I justify killing? Even in self-defense or defense of others? And how would that affect my life? I made a decision. No deaths, so that gives me -3 aggression plus 2 stability under no circumstances. Just the bad guys, that gives me +1 stability. If I have to choose between me and the criminals, it's clear to me who's going down. The end justifies the mean. -2 stability plus 3 aggression. Whoever stands in my way is taking a risk. So, I don't want to do this one. I think I'm going to go with no death. Not even for the worst piece of shit in the world. It's not up to me to decide whether someone lives or dies. And besides, a trail of corpse makes me easier to get caught. So killing is strictly forbidden. The second red line was about privacy. Would I keep living a normal life after this? Would I face this struggle on my own? Or would I need help from someone else? And was my need for justice more important than my private life? I made a decision. No one must know, so we get +3 secrecy. I'm a one-man army. I'll probably need help. -1 secrecy. I don't think I can handle this just by myself. Or -3 secrecy. I'm trying to wake society up with my actions. I'm not looking to cause mass mayhem, and we're trying to be discreet, but I feel like we definitely need a sidekick. Also, this is probably my favorite piece of art in this game that I've seen so far. I like how they highlighted the outside and it changes colors. My mission is too complicated to be carried out by one person. I need allies, honest, loyal people who believe in what I do. If someone wants to help me, I'm more than willing to accept it. The third red line was about my ideology. Why was I doing what I was doing, and what was the ultimate goal of my actions? Was I trying to set an example or open the eyes of society? I made a decision. For principles, that gives me 5, right? So if we go back to the stats, we were figuring out some of these before, but now we're figuring out here. So basically where this dot lies. America is no more. +5 right. Society is crumbling. For order. +5 order. Crime always hits the working class harder. +5 left. The system is rotten. For liberty. +5 liberty. So my thought process on this is, for principles, I don't feel like you should be imposing your principles onto somebody else. You can have principles, but I don't think would be the reason why. And fairness is never truly fair. There's different levels of fairness in life. And so I'm not going to go for the equality. Liberty is freedom, and order kind of is a framework. I kind of like equality, and with equality you need order. So I think we're going to go order. Society is crumbling. It has no values. Nobody cares about anybody anymore. And that means a green light for crime. This cannot be permitted. Sometimes honored must go hooded. It's cut off, so who knows what it really says, right? And if the authorities do nothing and the government does nothing, then it's up to the citizens to do something. It's time to bring order to the streets. The 3 cops finish their last round, pay at the counter, and leave. O'Toole and Bennett smoke outside, sheltering from the snow beneath the pub's marquee. Marchand awaits patiently. She is the only non-smoker. I assess the situation. 2 of them are drunk as a skunk. That's good. But I'm sure the 3 of them are armed. That's bad. I'd better act fast and take advantage of the element of surprise. In other circumstances, 3 cops would mean big trouble, but that's why I've waited for this moment. I needed the 3 of them to be plastered. Still, I don't doubt dealing with a stronghold can be solved without violence. I doubt dealing with a stronghold can be solved without violence. I hope my brass knuckles and combat knife will be enough, but I always carry an unregistered 33-8 revolver, just in case. I check the cylinder to make sure it's loaded. I am ready. O'Toole and Bennett toss their cigarette butts on the ground. The three of them walk to where they parked their car, near 7th. I know the area. The shortest route is the alley behind Keen's, the perfect place for me to intercept them. I don't show up with a smoke bomb or hanging off a roof or any of that bullshit. I'd probably break my neck if I did. I just cover my face and turn the corner to block their way. I'm not a lunatic or a madman. Those people make me sick, and I don't pretend to be America's public enemy number 1. But most of all, I don't want to get caught and fried in the electric chair. That's why I don't want to be identified. That's why I cover my face with a costume mask. I choose the most eye-catching. See, a hood and a bandana. I choose the most inconspicuous outfits. My own custom mask. I made myself a custom mask, a ski mask. I choose what I felt was the most effective. Okay, not doing this one, the costume. It's very eye-catching, very noticeable. My own custom mask. I made myself a custom neck. I probably wouldn't do this again, because if they found it, it could be traced back to me. So these two are definitely off the board. Ski mask is harder to hide in. I feel like if you have a hood and bandana, that would probably be easier than pulling off a ski mask and trying to hide. So, hood and a bandana. When I began my mission, it was clear to me I couldn't go around drawing attention. A hoodie to cover my head and a bandana to cover my face. That was perfect. It was lightweight and I could put it on and take it off with ease in the blink of an eye. I'd be just another guy jogging through McKinley Park. Corrupt cop, Carson Bennett. Bennett, the tall one, is the first to notice me. He frowns. He's not sure he sees what he's looking at. Hey, O'Toole, look. Isn't that the mask guy? Asshole? He says, and then he chuckles. He's really smashed. O'Toole looks me up and down, nods, and says my name. That name is the one I chose, something that would strike fear into the hearts of my criminals. Doesn't mean anything to me. It's just the name that the press gave me. I feel like, okay, in reality, even if you choose a name, the press usually ends up like solidifying the name, right? And I'm not looking to make people fear me. I think we just want change more than anything, so it doesn't mean anything to me. The hood. I'm no idiot. I never initiated to go around signing what I did, but as soon as I became known, the media gave me a nickname, of course. It pisses me off. It makes me look like a lunatic, although it would be worse if I went around using an alias like I was in one of Dad's comics. Hey you, Bennett laughs. What the fuck do you want? I got a cough? I apologize. Sorry about that. Marchand is silent. She's the least drunk of the three. O'Toole is the leader. Bennett is a muscle. But Marchand is the brains, no doubt. I step forward. So I can either warn them Stronghold is over today, or I can threaten them. I'm here to send you to the hospital, all three of you. I don't think I'm looking to send them to the hospital yet. Let's go ahead and warn them. I can't draw my gun, because that would mean stay silent and point my revolver at them. Why is that? Oh, because of my aggression. I have -3 aggression, so I can't do that anyways. Not that I would. I think I would still just warn them. O'Toole is the first to talk. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? You think we're afraid of some weirdo in a costume? he says as he advances towards me. He still doesn't take me seriously, but hearing Stronghold has definitely upset him. Bennett, the tall one, is still behind him. He smiles with a stupid look on his face. He's fucking drunk. Marchand just looks at me. She's the one who's worried the most. Who worries me the most. Then, O'Toole pulls out a knife. I see the gleam of the blade out of the corner of my eye. Looks brand new. Oh, right. Now I get the Tanner nickname. You're not even worth wasting a fucking bullet on, you dumbass. So he pulls out a knife. I guess that's what he does. I didn't expect this, but a knife is always better than a gun. They definitely don't take me seriously. That's good. I won't solve this by talking, that's for sure. Revolver would give me accuracy. Hand-to-hand gives me physical. I'm not looking to shoot people, so hand-to-hand. The situation is complicated. These three aren't going to take turns fighting me like this was a kung fu movie. I won't be able to take on three at once. I have to select my first target carefully. Alyssa, the woman at the back with her eyes fixed on me. Carson, the enormous drunk guy. Or Dominic O'Toole, the boss who's coming at me with a knife. He's the only one that's actually coming at me and threatening me, so this is a self-defense thing. He's an old cop. He's intoxicated. He used to threaten others, to scaring people with his Tanner routine. The first time someone drew a knife on me, I wasn't even of legal age. And Ricky, the pimp who was 2 heads taller than me and a few years older. O'Toole doesn't intimidate me at all. I slap him away with my left hand and use all my strength to punch him in the nose with my right. He takes 2 steps back and looks at me dazed. His mustache is stained at the bottom with nicotine and with blood at the top. I've broken his nose for sure. Thank you, Brass Knuckles. Fuck, what the? And before he can finish his sentence, I throw a left to his chin. Tyrone Marks would be proud if he could see this. It's not a knockout, but it's close. O'Toole goes down and ends up soaked in the snow. I doubt he'll get back up. O'Toole remains on the ground as Bennett and Marchand comes running at me. Kill the motherfucker, kill him, O'Toole yells from the other side of the alley with what little strength he has left. The other 2 are coming for me. Bennett's the first. He's so big, he's blocking almost the entire alley. Behind him is Alyssa Marchand, reaching into her coat. I have to do something. Oh shit. So I can either shoot, draw my gun, and shoot at Marchand. That gives me +1 aggression, +1 accuracy. I can run away. That'll give me secrecy and negative aggression. I can use the environment. So I smash a bottle against Bennett. So I'm not going to shoot them. We've already decided we're not going to use our gun. So, I think for now, this is just a warning. Yeah, so let's run away. We've made ourselves known. Also because Alyssa Marchand is reaching into her coat, and I'm not looking to go 3 against 1. That seems like a good way to get hurt, so let's run away. Fuck it, I started running in the opposite direction at full speed. I didn't even look back to see if I'm being chased or not. I just run like a bat out of held down 10th and Pierce, hoping not to hear the sound of a gun going off behind me. The memory on the plains, 40 miles from Saigon, pops into my head. I run a few blocks and turn a couple corners. I change my clothes and remove my mask. To say that it didn't go the way I had hoped is an understatement. I doubt Stronghold felt threatened by what happened tonight. I mean, I feel like they're gonna talk about it afterwards. You did take down their leader, right? And, like, I think we stayed true to being a pacifist, which is what we chose in our principles, so I think this works. I've wasted weeks of surveillance. Lieutenant Szynski will not be amused. What a fuck up. I have to be more careful, damn it. This can't happen again. Well, I mean, it was his dumbass idea to go 3 against 1. What did he expect? Like, he kind of knew that they were armed. He maybe shouldn't have done that. But he also made his presence really known, so whatever. See, the little dot shows me where I am, and it's kind of like on a graph. X and Y is the axis, baby. I'm headed towards pacifist. We're not going to try and be violent. This is a demo, but still. We want to be strong. We're pacifists, but we're strong pacifists. And we're sane pacifists. Alright, let's go.
Masked vigilante terrorizes city streets. 3 police officers attacked. The Observer headline. Morning edition. Next to a composite sketch. Well, whoever drew it managed to get a pretty accurate description of my outfit. I've been sloppy. I gotta be more careful. Yeah, the terrorizes thing wasn't exactly what I was expecting. But I wasn't expecting high praises for what I do either. I should use that to my advantage, in any case. Terrorizes. So, I guess, the city is afraid of me.
Except for punching the guy. We haven't hurt anyone, though. Out of the blue story, The Vigilante Diaries. I just dropped my phone. Okay, so this is just gonna be a short little video because I don't think this whole thing is gonna be super long. Can I actually... No. Just checking things out. Interesting. Alright, well, I guess this is our part 1 to our demo. It's been about 20 minutes, so this is more of a shorter video. I appreciate you guys for hanging out and checking out this video. We will actually be doing chapter 1. If it's as short as a prologue, we'll be doing another 30-minute video. I'm not quite sure how long the chapters are going to be, because usually prologues are way shorter than chapters. But I will be trying to keep my videos down to about an hour, because when I did 8 hours for American Arcadia, that was brutal. That was very brutal. I stayed up so late. Just playing that game. But same creator. They have this down as a demo. If you don't like my choices, feel free to download the demo. It is completely free, and you can make your own decisions in the game. And I appreciate you guys for being here today. So, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and end the video.